next to it. That's representing something called automatic flash. That means the camera's going to look at the lighting and the situation and make adjustments for me. If it thinks I need a flash, it will flash. If it thinks I don't need a flash, it won't flash. So using that auto flash might be a safe way to go about it. Some cameras have another option that I don't like, and so I try to avoid it if I can. It is an option where I hit that button and I see a lightning bolt with the symbol of an eye next to it, okay? That's standing for red eye reduction flash. Do you guys know when you get red eye in a picture, you know what it's caused by? The flash. The flash from our camera is reflecting off of the retina, the back of the eye, which is a blood-rich area. So that's what's happening there. The red eye reduction flash, what it is, well, have you ever been the subject of a photo and you're standing there smiling and posing, and it flashed, so you think they took it, so you move. And then it flashes a second time. That second flash is actually the taking of the picture. The first flash was going with the hopes of your eye getting used to the light so that when they actually took the picture, you didn't get red eye. I find it very confusing for the person taking the picture and the subject of the photo, and I don't think it always does such a good job. So I try to avoid the red eye reduction flash because I don't like the double flash. What happens if I do get red eye in the end? Not the end of the world. Remember I mentioned working with our photos is a process, okay? What you're doing now, getting to know your camera, taking those pictures, that's the first step. But then you need a program to help you manage your photos, and that's where Windows Live Photo Gallery comes into play. So it helps you transfer them to the computer. Once you have them in the computer and organized, you can start enhancing your pictures. And so fixing red eye is a very simple improvement we can make right from Windows Live Photo Gallery. At the end of the class this morning, introductory photo editing, you saw how easy it can be to fix the red eye. If you've missed that class, it will be repeated. Just keep your eye on the daily program, okay? But Windows Live Photo Gallery is the next step helping us to fix those photos. Not the end of the world if you make a mistake with a setting or you get red eye, not the end of the world. Let me show you a few examples about our flashes. What if it was a cloudy day like this and I took a picture and I forgot to turn my flash on? My picture comes out too dark. If I'd had a flash on, it would have come out nicely exposed like this photo. Well, what if I really did get a picture like this? In Windows Live Photo Gallery, that free program I've talked about, in just one click, I could brighten the photo up to have it go from here to here, and I get a really nice outcome at the end in just one click, so I make some nice improvements. What about the opposite kind of extreme? What if it was a nice sunny day, but I forgot to turn my flash off, and when I take a picture, it comes out too bright and overexposed. So if I really do end up with a picture like this, not the end of the world, in Windows Live Photo Gallery, in one click, I can darken it back up and have an outcome that looks like this photo. And so my approach to taking a picture, guys, really is this, especially on a cruise, because we're in most of these places for one day. We get one shot at these photos. Take your pictures the best you can and enjoy your time there, okay? Enjoy your time, because you know once you're home and relaxed, you can go in and you can really recreate your photos. So take it the best you can. Not the end of the world if you forget to change a setting or to control your flash. We can go in and make some nice improvements later on. Video mode is really fun. A lot of your cameras, most little point and shoot digital cameras now also serve as little camcorders, and they can actually be taking some really good quality video. Your video mode is fun because it's capturing sound, action, movement all at the same time. Most cameras, well, if you have the dial at the top, one of the icons on that dial will look like a little video camera, and that's representing your video mode. If you don't have the dial at the top, maybe at the back of your camera you have a button that says video, or a button that has the video camera symbol. It's not a button, maybe it's a switch. Or maybe you have that button I talked about that says mode, and it shows you all the different modes that are available. One among them would be your video mode. I used to have a camera that had a red dot at the back. It was a button that had a red dot on it. I didn't know what it did until I hit that red dot. In that camera, my red dot was my video mode. So different ways you can get there. But video mode, again, it's really fun. Going to capture things differently than a photo. Action, sound, all at the same time. Just be aware, guys, your video mode, when you take videos are larger files than still photos. So if you're taking lots of video, your media card is going to fill up a lot faster. I like to travel with an extra media card around because I like to have the option to take more video and take more photos if I come across that chance. And so media cards have dropped tremendously in prices. They've grown in size and really dropped a lot in price, so it makes it a little bit easier to always travel with a few extra ones, so that's something to consider. Something I always forget to do, so try to get in the good practice and habit of doing this, even though I always forget. After I take a video, I forget to go back to my automatic mode, and that means next time I go to take a picture, I'm sitting there going, why won't this darn thing take? And it's because it's taking a video when I really want to be taking a photo. So Out of just, practice and habit, try to default back to automatic mode after you take your video. That way you're prepared and ready to go take a photo next time you want to. So video can be really fun. We have a class over the next few days that we teach. It's called Making Movies, right? And so that's the idea of taking still photos and videos and mixing the two media together with music and animations to kind of create a glorified slideshow feel. It's a really fun way to present pictures and videos from a special trip or a special occasion. So it's a good idea to be taking a mixture of media, take photos and videos, so we have freedom to work with this media later on. Windows Live Photo Gallery. I've already mentioned this several times because it's really the next step in the process. Again, what you're doing here, getting to know your camera, going out there taking all those pictures, that is the very first step, feeling comfortable with your digital camera. Once you've taken all those pictures, we need something to help us get them onto the computer. We need to organize them so we can find them easily in the future. Then we can start editing them. We can start sharing them. And that's really what our other hands-on computer classes teach you. They walk you through that process of working with your photos. Okay, so again, if you forget to change a setting, or if you forget to turn your flash on or off, or you get red-eyed, we can go and we can fix those things very easily in Windows Live Photo Gallery. The things I just mentioned there, fixing our red eye, brightening or darkening something up because of the flash, those are kind of the core principles of photo editing. So that's what we cover in introductory photo editing. We also have a class called creative photo editing. It's on the schedule this afternoon. You're welcome to come to it if you haven't had introductory photo editing, but just keep in mind, things will make a little bit more sense to you if you do take the introductory photo editing first. So just keep that in mind. But PhotoFuse is a tool we cover in creative photo editing. It's a very advanced tool that we're getting in a free program. It has to do with group photos. When you take group pictures, it's hard to get everybody looking at the camera at the same time. Well, PhotoFuse lets me go through and pick and choose the best face of each individual person, fuse them together into one common photo. It's really a very neat tool, an advanced editing technique that we're getting as part of this free program. So again, Windows Live Photo Gallery, it's free, it's leading us to the next step in this process. Okay, so even though we looked at simple things, previewing photos, camera navigation tips and tricks, settings and modes to explore, controlling our flash, they're simple things, but important things. So treat this as a starting point. Go out there and try the things that we've mentioned. If you run into problems, you can't find a setting that I mentioned, or your camera's doing something different than I talked about, come in at Techspert time. That's the open lab. Today it's at 4:30. Time changes every day, so always look in your daily program, but that's where I can give you a little bit more one-on-one help with your camera. Usually what I'll do is I'll take hold of your camera and kind of fiddle around with it and familiarize myself with it so that I can turn around and show you step by step how I got there, but we can work together to kind of get a better feel for your camera. So any questions on the things I introduced?